was born and raised in one of the most abusive cults in modern history. It was an apocalyptic cult, and they told us that Jesus was coming back in 1993. That was their target date for the rapture, and when it didn't happen, they just kept moving the goalposts further and further. So I just want to give a message to anyone who's highly disturbed with all this trending rapturing happening this week. We've lived through this many times, and we've made it. And I just want to let you know, these are not new tactics, but I do want to give encouragement. I'm not here to judge or even make fun of the people that are swept away in this. I do want to question the sanity of, like, when is this coming from? Is it even biblical? If you believe in the Bible, just know that the rapture is not actually biblical. But regardless, right, like, who's pushing this narrative and why are so many people caught up in it? First, we should acknowledge the fear playbook, because fear is definitely used to control people and keep them very dependent. When people depend on their leader, they are more likely to donate and keep supporting that leader. But fear isn't always scary. Sometimes it can be disguised as a happy story about Jesus coming back to whisk us off this earth and take us far, far away so we don't have to worry about the pain. So for example, growing up, we were raised like we weren't going to have a future because we were not expected to grow up. So we were told formal education wasn't necessary. We were made to believe that those things wouldn't be a problem because we wouldn't be alive anyway. You see how I'm being sarcastic about this with dark humor, but how harmful these beliefs can lead to, especially when so many people, now with the internet, have access to this information and are so desperate for answers because, let's acknowledge, we got a lot of questions about what's going on. I don't want people, though, to start turning to these leaders for answers in a state of desperation that causes them to act in a manner that they might later regret. But more importantly, I don't want people to waste so much time living in fear and being so distracted when there's real problems going on. And believe me, real solutions that people are not even able to acknowledge. There's also this groupthink that leads people to not want to ask questions out of fear. So believe me, in this cult, we were not allowed to ask questions. That was not only discouraged, but you were normally punished for asking questions. In today's society, that can look like being ostracized or even being fired from your job. It can look like a lot of things. I'm wanting to rock people back to not only the truth, but to a place where we are grounded and less susceptible to these types of fear-based manipulation tactics. And let's be real, if you are a Christian, because by the way, I can sing the Bible to you in a few languages, just know that the rapture isn't exactly biblical to begin with. There's an unclear verse that Christians have really taken and run with and created this whole rapture out of. Anyway, that's a different subject. I'm just letting you know, like, question these things that you're being fed, question who's behind them, question how those people are benefiting from it, specifically from your fear, and also question, like, does this even make sense? Is this even in the Bible if you believe in the Bible? Even if you don't, but like, does this make sense? Is this something I need to, like, clean my house for and sell my car because of? I understand how intense those fear tactics can be because I lived through them. I want to remind you that faith that requires fear is manipulation.